there are 6 players. It's a board game that you play, and in each round there will be a question, and everyone have to vote who they think is like matches the question the most. For example, who has the longest hair, and then you vote Jesper. For example, if you think Jesper has long hair. Okay. What we're testing here is the physical interface design on the voting system. So these are the buttons that you can vote with, and you have to imagine that these LEDs are right here in front of the buttons, showing who have you voted on, etc. Right?
Sure.
And the LED button or the LEDs are turned on when they are red, and they are turned off when they are white. So I'll get you through 3 different scenarios with the voting system, and then I'll ask you some questions, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the first scenario, I'll ask you, well, there's a question. You have to imagine that you're playing against these various players, Arthur, Aiden, Carsten, Jesper, etc.
Yep.
And you are player green. A question is being asked, and it makes you want to vote on player red. What are your thoughts, and what do you do here?
I will press the red button, I guess. So
It did not do anything.
No.
There we go. Why not try it? There we go. Great.
okay, it's changed all the time. I don't know. Is it supposed to do that?
It is supposed to do that.
All
I
right.
can tell you that much.
Fair enough.
You now found out that you actually would rather vote on player blue.
Oh, then I'll. So I guess you have to press it twice before it's confirm the vote or something like that.
Well, I think it's not something we have. I think it's in the game design, but we haven't implemented it. There is usually a time limit in the amount of time you can vote, and then everyone present their vote in the end.
Okay.
When you voted on the Reds initially, were you aware that you could do a revote? Do you think that there was anything indicating that?
I don't know. I was kind of just confused about the blinking stuff. I thought it was resetting something, but when you asked the question, I knew.
Do you think there could be a better way to indicate that this is what you have voted?
You could write it, but yeah, I don't know.
Yes. If you have to do it through LEDs, for example, what would you in this case think? If you have any thoughts, if you don't, then you can just.
If it's a small LEDs, I would think you need more than one, because sometimes they can be hard to see. But there was nothing really.
Okay. What do you think of the speed of the blinking?
It's fine.
Okay. I'm thinking, would it have helped if the blinking was faster in relation to what you said about it was resetting or whatever, or slower maybe?
I think it would have helped a bit if it was faster,
Okay.
because first I think call it just reset the program or something, but I don't know.
Okay.
It might help if it's faster.
Okay. We'll now move on to the second scenario. I'll quickly, can you turn around 180? Because I have. Yeah, exactly. I have comments in my code that tells what this is about. That would be kind of spoilery. So there we go. Okay. Great. You can turn around again. In this scenario, the question is. Who does player blue think is the most beautiful among these players? And this is what you can see on the LEDs now that this question has been asked. And you think Carsten is the one to vote on here. What are your thoughts here, and what do you do?
I will press the orange button, and I guess. I think so.
Okay. What do you the way you interpret a turned off LED is that someone has already voted on it? Okay. I'll now tell you what it actually means, and then it would be really nice with some suggestions on how to make it better if you have any. It's what it tries to communicate is that you cannot vote on player blue in this round. Do you think there is a better way to indicate it?
Maybe make it another color or something. Because I thought white was like, alright, that's something about the voting system I do, or something like that. So maybe a new color, or a kind crossover white or something like that.
Okay. We'll now move on to the last scenario, and I'll have to turn around quickly again. This one. Yes. Okay. In this scenario, you are only playing 3 players in total. So you're playing with 2 other friends, essentially. The question you are getting here is about the size of shoe. It's asking you who has the biggest size of shoe. And you would really like to vote on yourself, which is green in this case. What are your thoughts on the LEDs, and what do you think? What would you do?
I would press the green one, I guess. The thoughts, yes, like before. Since I know that the 3 other players didn't play, I wouldn't vote. I guess it makes sense that they are white, so I can't press the buttons. So, yeah.
Great. There's now a new player who joins in on the game, and you find out that you would rather vote on him. This is what you see on the screen now. What are your thoughts, and what do you do?
I would press the new one. Was it yellow? And then it changed. Like, yeah, makes sense because it becomes the color that I could vote on, the new player. So yeah.
Great. What do you think of the color of the LEDs that has been chosen here to indicate?
Maybe I would have chosen green instead or something, and then taken red for you couldn't vote on them instead.
What do you think of the different states that the LEDs can be in, turned off, blinking, and turned on? You suggested that you used red and green in conjunction. How would this work?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe if you have it will blink green instead if you have voted someone, and red if you couldn't vote. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Thank you very much for the test. It was awesome. We now have some more results. Thank you very much.